the girls. For those of you who don't know me, which most of you do, I'm Kels, and this is Jordana, and this is Abby. And we're representing Mind Over Mayhem for our next trek, which is 35 kilometres along the Margaret River coastline. 16 kilometres of that is beach sand, but we are going to a day spa afterwards. So, in order again to raise funds, much needed funds, but also awareness and just normalising mental health conversations because it's so important. So thank you all for being here and coming out and supporting our event. It means the absolute world to us. I'm thrilled to say that in just ticket sales alone, we have almost reached our target of $10,000. So that is thanks to you. Thank you for your support. We're just going to do a little share, I guess, of what it means to us. Let's get the serious stuff out of the way first, because we are here for a serious reason before candy comes in and rocks your world. But I just thought we'd just share a little bit about where the Mind Over Mayhem movement came from, and I think everyone's been touched by mental health in some way or another through their life or through suicide. And a lot of the time you're left, whether it be, I didn't know that was coming, she never looked like she had help, she always looked so confident. People at funerals with people that passed going, I never knew that. I never saw that coming. They never reached out. They never spoke to me. And that's because there's such a taboo and a stigma around asking for help. And I think what we do as a society as well is that we don't encourage that. We don't encourage that kindness and just say, hey, are you okay? Because it's just not something that we do. And you saw in the stats here, which is just crushing to me, in the latest study that Beyond Blue did, is that 43% of Australians said they think asking someone if they're okay is a conversation better had for an expert. That's 4 out of 10 Australians not willing to ask someone in their close circle, are you okay? And that's not okay with me. And that's why we have the Mind Over Mayhem movement, and that's why we're doing our bit, one step at a time, to change that, to normalise having those conversations. Okay, so it's really, it's not okay for me to ask everyone to be vulnerable and share their stories and share their movement without me being strong enough to share mine. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of an insight into the wonderful, magical world of Kels, and why I'm here and why mental health is so important to me. So hey, I'm Kels. I have general anxiety disorder, and at this super duper young age of 39, I was diagnosed with misdiagnosed ADHD. And what a fucking journey that has been, unpacking that. I cannot remember a time in my life where I was not excessively worried about what people thought of me, or what I was doing, or saying, or wearing, or going, or just anything in general, and how my life was going, and why I wasn't achieving my goals, and why that person was achieving their goals, and why they were doing that, and why they weren't doing that, and why I wasn't doing that. It's been a bit of a journey. I've always had an involuntary compulsion to be accepted, to be loved, and to be worthy of other people's love. And this is not from any childhood trauma or an event, it's just in me, it's just who I am, it's just always been there. I remember thinking from a really young age, does everyone feel like this, or is there something really wrong with me? But never having the courage to communicate it out loud because of the constant battle in my head to chase external validation from everyone. Because I was already a running joke. I was already too dramatic and too over the top and too loud, and it would just be another one of Kelly's dramas. But to me, this felt normal. I didn't understand why it was dramatic or over the top or normal. I'm like, doesn't everyone get distracted by shiny things? Doesn't everyone have a constant narration in their head that they think that their life is a movie and they have a banging soundtrack to go with it? And is anyone else not equally surprised with when you're talking to someone that you're both surprised about what comes out of your mouth at the same time? I just felt like I never really fit in anywhere or with anyone. I always felt different. I never stopped thinking. I had a million pulses of thought going through my head. Well, not had, I still do. I could be distracted right now, I could easily get distracted at any time. And I tried my best to push down all my sparkly ADHD magic and went into extreme try-hard, people-pleasing beast mode to just try and be who I thought everyone wanted me to be, or just be the real me, because I didn't know who else to be, and no one wanted to know the real Kels because that bitch was way too much for this world. And yeah, well, spoiler alert, that didn't really work out for me. I've always known I'm a lot, and not just because people constantly tell me. I get next level, super passionate, lousy, creative, excited about anything and everything. I also tend to get overly emotional and ridiculously over-invested in everything, and I get new hobbies every week and new shiny things, and I get so excited and I want to do it, and it's so exciting, and then I don't want to do it anymore, and it's boring. I have 1,000,001 thoughts, ideas, strategies, story plots, songs, to-do lists, adventures, TV shows, you name it, flowing rapidly through my brain at any given moment. I think fast, I speak fast, I change subject fast, I change moods even faster. I got my glasses on. I was distracted and I left my glasses down there. I plan dinners, long lunches, weekends away, or insane adventures at the drop of a hat, and then I feel intense rejection when people don't want to attend, because obviously it's me, right? It's not just because they have legitimate plans, can't get a sitter, financial challenges, or hey, they just don't want to do that. I need to make every single thing a ridiculously magical experience, and then I need to take photos of said experience, document it, post it on Facebook, and then get anxiety when people don't like it. I need to do everything myself and control every single detail of every single thing, even if that means completely overcommitting myself, not sleeping from days on end, and then hating every fucking person that comes to my event. I'm next level impatient. Everything must happen right now. If I have an idea, I will drop everything, as it's imperative that that said idea is immediately implemented, meaning all previous ideas, responsibilities, tasks, getting dressed, cleaning teeth, looking after children, go to the back end, because this next shiny experience needs to happen. I'm loud. I talk loud, I sing loud, I laugh loud, and I have no concept of an inside voice. I'm constantly singing, dancing, and making up songs that I subject everyone around me to. You're reading what I'm doing, as I like to live my life as if I'm in a living musical. I literally think everyone hates me. There's a mass conspiracy against me. People go out of their way to avoid me. Everyone's talking about me in secret chat groups, boycotting my text messages, my social posts, and then I get one single message from someone, or they accept my invite to one of my crazy adventures, and all is right with my world. Like the two sleepless nights of crippling anxiety, self-loathing, and uncontrollable crying never happened because they liked me. I apologise for who I am constantly, how much I am constantly, how draining I am all the time. I talk way too much, and when I realise I'm over-talking, I talk more, and I say things I don't even mean or believe, and then I spend the next few hours of the day over-analysing all the fucking things that I fucking said that I didn't even fucking believe, and say, why did I fucking say it? I constantly need reassurance and validation from those around me. Are we okay? Did I upset you? Did I do something wrong? Does this look okay? Did I do something wrong? Is this good enough? But did you like it? But no, did you really like it? But did you like me? Was everyone having fun? Did someone look at me that way? Did you see her look? Was she looking at me? The number one that my friends get after a night out. Did I make a total fuckbit of myself last night? Oh, you didn't get it last week? Oh, I'm so glad I didn't, but I didn't make a fucking of myself. I go all in with everything, and I don't mean by halves. If I fall over and hurt myself, I end up requiring first aid response next level and end up in hospital having major surgery with a 12-week recovery time. If I go on an adventure holiday to maybe an exotic island like Bali, I take that adventure thrill to the next fucking level and end up in an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0, sleep the night on a hill, avoid a possible tsunami, and pay money to stow away on a cargo boat to get home safely. If I decide to take on a new career challenge, I see that already daunting challenge and I take it to the next level and end up having to tackle said challenge during a global pandemic with much more unknowns that trigger my already triggered imposter syndrome and my anxiety, and then I try and do it again. I fuck up hard. I punish myself harder. But I'm not above being sincerely apologetic when I fuck up. I hate that my actions, due to my anxiety and my ADHD, take control of me, and that they could absolutely hurt anyone around me. And then if I am forgiven when I ask for that apology, I then keep punishing myself more, as I don't believe that I believe that I deserve that forgiveness. And then I try and overcompensate for the gift of said forgiveness, as I've convinced myself that I don't deserve it, and I'm so lucky, and then I usually push people away and fuck it up even harder. I'm a fucking riot. I used to hate all of these things about myself and more. Some days, I still do. Everything I just mentioned makes me question myself and why I'm like this and why I can't stop being like this and why I just can't be fucking normal. Sometimes I'm ashamed of who I am right to my core. And I hate that a lot. But at the same time, despite my very best efforts to create alternative versions of myself in an effort to chase love or acceptance or a sense of belonging in this world, I feel like I'm finally coming to fruition to say, this is just fucking me. And I'm a fucking lot. But I'm also a lot of woman. I'm also a lot of layers. I'm also a lot of personality. I'm a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas, a lot of epic fucking stories, a lot of strategies, a lot of emotions, a lot of sensitivity, a lot of shitload of anxiety. I'm a lot of shame, I'm a lot of self-doubt. I'm a lot of insecurities, I'm a lot of guilt, I'm a lot of self-loathing, I'm a lot to say, I'm loud, I'm a lot of passion, I'm a lot of real, I'm a lot of crazy, but I'm also a lot of magic. And you know what? Not everyone will like me. Not everyone will include me. Not everyone will forgive me. And not everyone will understand me. But I have surrounded myself with a group of people where I go, that's okay. Because we're here to live our lives, not make everyone like us, love us, include us, forgive us, or even understand us.
Can you give me the end page? Oh yeah, this sidebar.
Back on. I was really in a serious thing too. I really fucked that, didn't I? Anyway, back to the serious note. Your existence, although it may be a lot to some, makes a positive difference to others, whether your mental health wants to let you see that or not. So what I've learned in the last few years is to stop trying to push you down. Stop trying to change who you are. Stop trying to dull your sparkle. And mate, trust me, it never ends well when you're trying to be someone else, because then you forget what you said and then you have to go back to being that person. You don't know who you said it to, and you don't know who you said that to, and then you say to someone, oh yeah, how was the other day? And you're like, oh, that wasn't with you. It's not a vibe. And you'll need years of psychology, Botox and French martinis just to start unpacking that shitstorm. So breathe. Be proud of all that you are, because the right people will say, Kels, yeah, she's a fucking lot. And I fucking love it.